What's up, everybody? So I'm at Planet Fitness. I'm on the treadmill, getting my workout on. So I was just sitting here thinking, watching some videos like most of us photographers do. And somebody actually just sent me a message. They were saying, "Hey, you use the 600 Explorer. Should I get the TTL or the non-TTL version?" And I said, you know what? On my channel, this is where I keep it real. As any of you know me, should you get TTL or non-TTL? Well, a lot of people get TTL, honestly, because a lot of times if you're on the move, if you're pretty busy doing a shoot, wedding, modeling, on location, whatever the case may be, a lot of times you want to just set up and just shoot. All right. Now, as you all know, TTL means through the lens. So basically, you set your camera and you set your settings in your camera. Okay. When you set your strobe up, if you're in TTL version, your settings, your strobe basically sets its power outage based on the settings of your camera. So, depending on what your settings is in your camera, the power outage on the strobe is basically trying to compensate for what you have set. Now, for professional photography, sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, because honestly, all of us, we end up changing the power outage on the strobe, because we'll probably be going for a certain look. You might want more power, you might want less power than what the TTL is actually giving you, whether it be for a strobe or a speed light, or having TTL is pretty much basically the same across the board. This is very, very important for all of us who shoot high speed. So should you get TTL, non-TTL? Well, put it like this. How many times have you used the strobe and you have to set up really fast and you don't have time to adjust settings? You just gotta go, shoot. Probably 80% of us, if we're using strobes, we normally have time to adjust settings and everything when you're going for a specific look. Sometimes it's okay for the TTL to read what you want to shoot, but here's one thing that's really important that photographers don't tell you. When you're using a strobe or you're using a softbox or a strip box, what do we normally have on there? We have diffusers. Well, the strobe doesn't take into account how much the light is being diffused before it hits your subject. It's only taking into account the settings on the camera. So when you shoot and when it flashes, you also have to account for the amount of light that's being diffused before it actually hits your subject. So that's another thing you have to understand about TTL, which means what? You're probably going to be putting it in manual mode and adjusting those settings again anyway, because the light is just being too much diffused when it come out. And you don't really want to take the baffles and you don't really want to take the baffles and things out, because you want a nice soft light on your subject. So what do? Probably want to go over to manual and shoot manual. So what I'm telling you guys is don't get caught in the hype. That's what I always say in my videos. Don't start looking at all these videos and don't start saying, oh, I need TTL. Look, honestly, if there's any real photographers, they will tell you how many times they actually adjust their power outage on their strobe or on their speed light to get the look that they need, because they're not happy with the power outage of the TTL on the camera. Unless you're shooting on the go, unless you just need to set up and shoot, it's really good to be versatile. It's really good to have TTL because it's versatile, and sometimes you just might want to move the strobe or move your light stand and shoot, and move it again and shoot, and you don't have time to adjust. So it's good if you have the money, if you want to pay the extra $200 or however much it is from TTL versus non-TTL, then go right ahead. But if you don't do that a lot, if you can honestly say in your shooting career that you have time and you like to adjust your own power outage, go manual. Manual is not only cheaper, but 8 times out of 10, you're going to be adjusting your settings anyway. And that's real. That's why I keep it real with you guys. So, should you go manual? Should you go TTL, non-TTL? Like I said, it's a personal preference. I'm not really going to tell you. I do have TTL versions, but I do find I have the Explorer 600. I have my flashlight, my flashpoint strobes. Most of the time, if I'm going for a certain look, I'm in manual mode. I rarely shoot in TTL mode unless I'm moving and I have to be in one room. I have to move it to another room, and I don't really have time to mess around with the power outages and things. Now you can put the power to like plus 0.5 or plus 1.0 and still get a good TTL. But like I said, TTL is very versatile. But 9 times, if you're not an on-the-go, fast photographer like most of us, go manual. It's going to save you money, and you're honestly going to be putting your strobe in in non-TTL anyway. So that's my response to TTL versus non-TTL. Keep the comments coming. Like, comment, and subscribe. Learn your gear, because when you learn your gear, the sky's the limit. Take care. Peace. We're going to get back to this run now.